Yep, we're back. We're back with another banger. Wait one sec. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, let's see who's out first. Haas invalidated. Adam the Sweet was about to start a lap, but he just invalidated. Oh wait, he invalidated the last one. So yeah, he can put a time in for this one. His teammate behind him, Cowley, he'll be looking to get a strong result today. We have Williams of Toberito, also right behind Cowley. No one yet to set a time. Aston Martin of Angry Badger on an outlap about to begin. I want to see who is first. His first is going to be Batman. He's won the last two races. Can he make it three race wins in a row? Can he break Iron Shane's record this season of three race wins in four races? He will have three race wins in four races if he does win the race today, and he will be the first in the league, I believe, to have three race wins in a row this season. And Batman, out of nowhere, can mount his championship charge. Randy Dan goes up top, 105.0, 4 tenths quicker than the man behind. Goofy with a very good time there, 105.6, but he's going to lose more places as Adam the Sweet goes 105.4. Can his teammate beat that time that he set? He used all the ERS in that car, trying to extract as much as possible, and that's a 105.0 for Cowley. The two Hasses, very strong here in tier 2, going up to the top two. Toberito still yet to set a time. I thought he would have set a time on that one, but Angry Badger invalidated on that one. But it was versus 106, which isn't quite a quick time for tier 3. So that won't have seen him finish in the top 10. We have 50 Gent in the Visa RB. He's going to cross the line to begin his lap. Pax, one of the contenders of the championship. In this tier, there's actually a lot of contenders for the championship. It's all about keeping your cool when it comes to racing in tier 3. Keep your cool, keep your car clean. You can get strong points and put yourself in a championship fight as Pax. Now we'll be going into the pit. Very, very strange pit stop there. Seems like he might have made a mistake. And Cowley and Adam the Sweet also be going. Actually, as Kyle is going to be, Adam Swiss is going for another lap. It seems like he wants to do multiple laps on this tire. But to have put that much fuel in his car and still gone 105.4 in P3 now, that's looking good for Adam. If he takes out all that fuel and does one push lap, he might be strong enough to see him starting in pole position. As we have Mr. Potwash about to begin his lap. Then we have the Alpine of Iron Shin doing the same thing, who will be looking to have a strong result today after not the best result back at Miami as 50 Gent with a 106.2. Batman now goes to the top with a 104.9. His confidence is flying as he improves his time. He wants another race win. You know, he tasted victory. I mean, he's won races in UFRL before, but he's tasted victory this season, and it seems like he hasn't looked back ever since and wants even more. Obviously, that's a good side for myself as his CP, but that's also great for him, most importantly. Here we go. Let's see who will be next across the line. Angry Badger has gone around multiple times, still invalidated he's invalidated literally every lap. He's gonna have to just go in now. That's 105.3, so that will see him go up to P4 if he does finish his lap. Mr. P Potwash goes up to P7, 105.7, but Randy Dan, was that Randy Dan? Was that the Alpine of Iron Shin? Yes, Alpine to P4, 105.1. The Red Bull will be behind him. It's Shazam about to begin his first lap and going into the pits. It's Batman. Pax has an engine pen, so he won't be qualifying today. He will be starting at the back. Engine pen for Silky yesterday. From an engine pen to a podium, can Pax do the same thing as the Visa RB driver, who had a very strong drive in Spa yesterday, but failed to get that win due to a very good performance from Kingy OG as he grabs his first win of the season in Tier 2. Was so close to a first win in Canada, but we all know what happened to Kingi on the final corner. Well, Mr. Potwash now out there should be going into the pits. Alpine, that's the Red Bull of Shazam, pushing quite hard. Finally, will set a time and what it's going to be. Very close to the curve there. Make sure that he can go into that corner as tight as possible. And that's a 105.7 into the top 10 for Shazam. As Angry Badger, can he finally set a lap? Or that his teammate? That teammate actually Randy Dan. Beginning another push lap here. He's on a 105.0. He wants to get that provisional pole position as Goofy behind his teammates. This could help very much. These two are looking like they're going to be quite strong in Tier 3 this season as Goofy. And if anybody's confused, I'll give you a rundown on Goofy. He's actually a Tier 3 driver, but the reason why he was in Tier 2 at the start of this season was because he couldn't race in Tier 3. He had cricket to play, so he couldn't race Tier 3, but he desperately wanted to race in the league. So the league just allowed him to move up to Tier 2 and suffer there. But now he has time to race in Tier 3 and he's been moved back down for Mercedes. And they will definitely be happy with that. They have a very strong team now in Tier 3, Mr. Piggy and Goofy. I will see if they can mount Mercedes chances for a genuine constructors fight. And Tier 2 will just be the tier where they struggle a bit. But in Tier 3 and 1, they do have very good drivers for the tier as we speak. Mr. P and Ivy always finishing in the top 5, and they have Goofy. Oh, almost goes into the wall there. That would not have been a very good debut for Goofy. I see, does well to avoid the wall. But Toberito now with the quickest second sector, maybe his quickest, or the quickest of the session. As it's going to be the penultimate corner, right hander, grabs on the apex, very close to the curb there. Has to do that. You have to take that line as tight as possible to improve. As Toberito crosses the line, 105.5. Just top 6 for Toberito in front of both Mercedes cars. Oh, as he goes deep there. Seems like broke a little bit too late, but that will be time that he is set. 50 Gen still hasn't improved on his 106.2, but he's on his push lap now. So we're going to stick with 50 here because the Aston Martin crossing the line is Angry Badger and he's just beginning a lap. Randy Dando, is he finishing a lap? No, he's going into the pit. So let's head back to 50 Gems. I want to see exactly what he can do. He's 110 down on his time. Doesn't look like he'll have enough of an improvement to go into the top 10 unless he can absolutely destroy the second and the third sector. But Batman, your current pole sitter, looking to improve on his time, does improve on his time. And the confidence this man is showing is it's clear to see. After 2 race wins, after not the best start of the season, then 2 race wins in the past 2 races, he's feeling himself. And I'm absolutely loving that. And right now, so the only driver in the 104 is 104.9 for Batman. But Cowley is there. Cowley is close. And that is one driver that you do not look away from as the Aston Martin of Angry Badger. Can he finally set a lap? Doesn't invalidate, thank God. And what will he set? It's going to be a 1.5.2, and that's a P5, top 5 for the Aston Martin driver. Finally set a time, but we'll have one more opportunity with 7 minutes to go in this session. Adam the Sweet about to start another lap here. He's done multiple laps already in this session. I believe his first goal was on a car with a lot of fuel, so he could do multiple laps on it. Batman has recharged to set another one here. Interesting call from Tier 3 today. Seems like they're doing multiple laps on their tires. So here we go, Batman now. He's already low on the ERS. He didn't start with 100%. So not that much saved. So how much of an improvement can he make? Maybe not much as the Mercedes moves out away for him. He tried to use a little bit of the slipstream from the Mercedes there. He is up on his time, about 800 up on his quickest time. Let's see his second sector. Alpine across the line to start his lap. Heading back to Batman here. Let's see his second sector. Stuck with the same helmet from last week. You and your helmets. You and your helmets, Kez. Let's see if it's to give you good luck this week. There we go. Batman. We're going to stick with him. Is he improving on his time when he crosses second sector? Yes, but just slightly. That slight might be enough, but it doesn't look like it will be enough. Adam the Sweet goes to the top. I did say that when he had a full tank, he was setting good times, and now he's removed all that fuel, and he's put himself in provisional pole position. Batman definitely has seen that. He's going to the pits for fresh tires, and he will go for another last opportunity for him to try and grab that position back from him. But Goofy will be beginning another lap here. Stay to the right. Interesting call from Goofy. Oh, but it looks like he validated just before he could begin. So it's time to recharge and go for another lap. Sometimes you just invalidate before you can start your lap, and that is really the most annoying thing. But Iron Shin goes up to P2, 104.8 for Iron Shin. And the Alpine isn't playing around here. He wants to improve from last week. The Burrito still in P8, about to begin his lap. That will probably be his final lap of the session if he doesn't go into the pits. That's Rotti in P14. Another Red Bull that I'll be looking to set a time and get as high as possible. He has to cross the line. Then the next has to cross the line. They are both about to start their final laps of this session. That's Kezinator. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not where the track is, Kez. And why are you on mediums? I don't usually put tires in quali because who is gonna be on anything but softs? What the hell? Why are you on mediums, man? Adam the Sweet, absolutely loving this session. Can he get pole position here? We will see. As crossing the line will be the Red Bull of Rotti, and he now goes up to P6. A good time from him there, but that'll be the end of his quali. If no one else has a say about that, surely will be the end of Rotti's quali. That's the Martin of Randy Dan. Oh, speed into the pit lane, take it easy. Nice stop from Randy Dan. So 3 minutes left in the session, and most drivers will have one more opportunity. Some won't have any other opportunities as they're just finishing their laps, and they won't have time to go in and come back out. Maybe they might. I mean, the track is short. It's not like yesterday at Spa, which was like a minute 40 something average track. So this is a 1 minute, a little bit over 1 minute track. So maybe you'll be able to go in now and still come out for your final push lap. So Batman is about to begin his final push lap. Can he get that pole position that he's looking for? In front of him, you have Adam the Sweet, Iron Shin, and Randy Dan with very good times here. Batman wants to win, but it's not going to be an easy one for sure. As the other drivers are showing their pace, 2/10 up on his quickest time in the first sector. And we're going to head to the second sector now. We're just going to stick with him. Randy Dan not setting the time. Angry Badger about to cross the line for his final lap. Let's head to the house of Cowley, who is improving 3/10 up on his time. That will see him go up to P2. And where exactly can Cowley set himself? Does he need a very good last corner? He gets that last corner. Not enough of the second place, but it's going to be a top 3 for both horses. 104.8 for Cowley. That's definitely his end of his session. He can get a top 3 here unless Batman has a say about that. He is 2/10 up on his time into the final corner. A little bit of a slide there, but when he does cross the line, it is going to be pole position for Batman. And he's absolutely flying here at Austria. And Batman will start at the top unless other drivers have a say about that. Toborito is also flying, but he's down on his time, 2 seconds down on his time. So he definitely wouldn't take that position of Batman. Rotti about to begin his final push lap of the session. We're going to head down now to the Aston Martins. Another invalidated time for Angry Badger. He was 4/10 up on his time. That would have seen him up in the top 5 for sure. But he's invalidated once again. Port Wash about to begin his final lap. The teammate Randy Dan about to begin his final lap. And with the first few seconds left here in quali, who can grab it at the end? Cowley is going to go in. He has to settle for a top 5 as Iron Shane beats his time up to P3. And this is a very interesting quality session as we head now to the Williams of Kes. Still out there in the mediums. Interesting from Kes. 50 gents on his outlap. Does he have time to cross the line? He probably does. Let's see. It's showing yellow flag, so I can't really see how many seconds they have left to cross the line. 41 seconds. So there's still few of them still have time. Few of them still on outlaps out there. As the Mercedes of Goofy on the outlap. As Haas of Adam the Sweet about to begin his final lap. And Batman is still out there about to do another lap. So he believes that the drivers behind him still have enough to beat the time that he set. So he's going to push one more time, Batman, as they all now have begun their final laps of the session, heading to the McLaren Fest of Port Wash. Well, can he put himself? Oh, he's invalidated, and that's the end of his quali for sure. It's going to be P8 for Port Wash if no one else has a say about that. Williams, the Williams in front. Here we go, as we have Kerzinator on the mediums. I don't even understand why he's still out here on the mediums. So let's just leave Kes. 50 jet behind him, taking a little bit of slip from Kes. Maybe a little bit of time that he can use to gain. And so he's on the 105.8. Final corner for 50 gents. Kes goes off in front of him. But when 50 crosses the line, it's going to be a 5/10 of improvement. And he goes into the top 10. The Mercedes of Goofy only finishing in P11 on his first race here in Tier 3. Can Batman improve his time? Yeah, no, he cannot. But he's still pole position for now. Iron Shane is the only one that can have a say about that. And he does have a say about that. Pole position for Iron Shane out here at Austria. And he grabs it at the last moment. Mr. Paul Wash still had time to do a lap. He's improving on his time, but he wouldn't grab that pole from Iron Shane. And that is that. The really say slipstream was that the tiny ass slipstream we have on this game. But it could be enough in quali. Like the difference in quality is quite tight sometimes. But Iron Shin gets that pole position ahead of Batman and Adam the Sweet, your top 3. Cowley is there in P4, Randy in P5, Piggy, Rotty, Potwash, Angry Badger, and 50 Gent complete the top 10. As Goofy on his first race in Tier 3 is going to start out of the top 10. Toborito, Shazam, Kez, Pax, Slater, and Wacky Racer doing an engine penalty. As always, we'll be back in 5 minutes. So watch these lads absolutely race it out there, and hopefully it's going to be a very, very good race. All right, it should start anytime soon. It should start anytime soon. It start anytime soon. I had to go get some cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is good for you. It's good for your soul. Cranberry juice is good for you. It's good, let me know. Cranberry juice. It tastes so good. It tastes so good on my throat. Cranberry juice. So sticky and good. So lovely, lovely, good. Cranberry juice. Red and gooey. Red and sexy. Cranberry juice. I'm just singing to try to pass time. Come on, guys, ready up. We want to race. I don't think anyone wants to listen to me listen to me singing about cranberry juice. Cranberry juice. It's better than sitting here. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. I was bored, but now I'm not. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, and go, go, go. Iron Shin is going to keep his pole position with a good start there. Batman at the back, already making multiple places with the engine pen. And then hopefully no chaos, as obviously it's Austria. So you will see some drivers going off. But Batman is going to take the lead of this race. Let's see the strategy these drivers are going for. Is that a forced stop? Is that a forced stop I'm seeing there from the AI? Interesting, but medium tires for most of the drivers. Iron Shin decided it's going to be the hard tires that he's starting on. If he's on the harder allocation, this just might be a good strategy for Iron Shin. As Rotty, oh, making contact there, Goofy tapping into the side of Rotty. These two know each other. These two actually have been TPs of both of them, Rotty and Goofy. As Goofy gets damage on his wing, there goes off track. And not the best debut for Goofy, but a great start for Pax. But because before the end of the lap, he's already made his way up to P9. He's doing the Silky Stevens here, but he has damage on his wing. Interesting for Pax. He has damage on his wing, but he's still pushing. Decides not to go into the pits as Batman now leading the way from Iron Shin. Adam the Sweet will take it on the inside. He will take the place from the Aston Martin. His teammate Cowley almost goes to the back of the Aston, but he will complete that overtake. Pot Wash will also follow suit on the inside of Randy Dan, who drops down to P6, losing 3 places in one corner. Pot Wash picks the inside, almost goes into the back of Randy Dan there, as Rotty now takes the outside, gets past Pot Wash, will get past the Aston Martin on the outside, and move up to P5. Beautiful race start for Rotty here, as Randy Dan is going to defend it hard. He's a little bit shaky on the back end. Rotty can't complete that move, and the Aston Martin is going to hold him back, but there's yellow flags at the back. Angry Badger has gone into the grass, and he's going to lose multiple places. Mr. Piggy gone into the pits already. I thought he was the Mercedes who got damaged. I guess it wasn't him. It was him. It wasn't Goofy. So Goofy is still out there clean. Mr. Piggy was the one who got damaged and has gone into the pit now for fresh hard tires. These two are running away with it, and these two look like a competitors for the championship this season. Out of nowhere, Iron Shin and Batman are just showing themselves. Adam the Sweet now 1.8 seconds behind. Will he let his teammate go through, thinking that maybe Cowley does have the pace to reel in those two in front, as the team orders have been clicked here? But down the inside was that Pot was flying down the inside there. Parks makes contact with Red Bull, who definitely will not be happy with that. Parks trying to move down the inside of Rotty, makes contact with him and slightly pushes him off. He will look for the inside on the McLaren, sticks to it. The McLaren will slightly give him space, but he can't complete that move, as Wacky Racer now has overtaken Shazam up to P12. And Shazam is now going to be under pressure from the Red Bull, from the Williams and the Ferrari behind. And Shazam is looking for it in the inside of Wacky Racer, but not close enough. As we have Pot Wash now right behind Pax. Pax has that damage on his wing, so Pot Wash has a little bit of the advantage as Pax defends it on the inside and will keep that McLaren behind, but he will not have that DRS to defend. Cowley is showing his pace here with a 107.5, slowly starting to reel in the drivers in front of Batman and Iron Shin. Cowley though really pulling his teammates exactly what the Haas needed to pull themselves away from Randy down and Pax behind. But Pax will be under pressure from Potwash. Potwash will go for it on the inside. Pax will try to hold it around the outside. Does he have the traction to do so? Doesn't look like 50 Gent now will take this opportunity. He will have the slipstream and the DRS behind the McLaren. Will he also go for the move on the kick Sauber? Yes, he will. Constructors, titles, contenders going side by side, but Pax is going to hold 50 Gent behind. These two will definitely be squabbling because their teams have a little bit of a beef. What Miss 50 Gent with his clean driving definitely will be clearing Pax soon enough. We know what this man can do when you put him in the car, and he's definitely going to show that today. Pax doesn't have that DRS, so he is in a position to get absolutely eaten here. And 3 tenths behind, this 50 Gent is going to be. Will he get him before turn one? No, he's going to hold it back. As Kerr's already in the pits, he must have had damage because I don't know why you come in the pits for hards and on your hards. So Kerr's definitely has damage on his car. Batman trying to pull away from Iron Shin as they do so. To Carly, who's now 2.5 seconds behind them. As they're squabbling now, 50 Gent and Potwash, as Pax can use this opportunity to pull away from them. But Potwash tried it on the Visa RB, didn't complete it. The Red Bull is going to try it on him. Round the outside, Rossi goes for it. But the McLaren can't hold him back. Not enough traction, not enough grip on the outside to complete the move on the McLaren. As Potwash can't keep Rossi behind him. He now has a 3-second penalty. Both Red Bulls, the only drivers on track to have a 3-second penalty at this point. As Rossi right behind Goofy, heading back to the front as Iron Shin's tires will start to reach the point where they will be better than Batman in front. But it's all about working together between these two. And we'll see if they can do that. But Iron Shin now can't set up the move on the kick Sauber. But the kick Sauber, a lot of straight line speed. Did you see that exit there? I don't know where he got that straight line speed from, but he actually flew away from Iron Shin coming out of that corner. Let's watch it again, right behind Iron Shin. You can see he gets so much traction coming out of the corner, gets so much straight line speed, that even with the DRS and the slipstream of Iron behind, he can't complete that move as Rotty goes deep there, and the McLarens of 50 Gent, of Potwash and 50 Gent, keep fighting. Potwash is looking for it down the inside. These two have a lot of history together. They've raced against each other in this league for so long, so they know exactly how each other are. Potwash will pick the inside to the outside line when he completes the move, and yes, he is moving up to P7 for the McLaren. As beautiful battling between these two, clean between these two, most importantly, and Pax can continue to try and pull away from them. 6 laps they've done in this race, and who will go take the risk and go for the 1-stop? Who is going for the 2-stop, and who is going for the 4-stop that the AI set there, which is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, the 3-stop the AI put there, which is actually ridiculous. Imagine a 3-stop. Soft, mediums, medium, hards. Interesting. But if you're very fast, probably can't do that as Iron Shane trying to move on Batman in front, trying to set up the move, goes a little bit too close to him and has to take avoiding action. 50 Gent to pick the inside. Rotty tries not to go deep, but Potwash should go deep. This will give the opportunity for 50 Gent to get by him, Rotty to get by him as the Red Bull gets into the top 8 and now can put pressure on the sister team as 50 Gent has to ward off Rotty behind. Pax is taking this opportunity of the driver squabbling to keep pulling away from them. Round the outside, Potwash is going to try to take that place back from Rotty, who they're wheel to wheel now, but Rotty is going to lose that place to Potwash. They just keep switching places here. Sometimes it's very hard to keep track of. I think Cowley will just pull Adam up to them. Looks faster. Yeah, Cowley was trying to pull Adam up to them, but it doesn't look like they have the pace to catch up to them. But they do have the pace to run away from Randy Dan, who is slightly under pressure now from Pax, who is slowly gaining time on him. Pax does have that damage on his car, so it's quite difficult. As Potwash is trying to get back into that DRS. Rotty is trying to dive down the inside, but probably not the best place to go for the move there. But he will have another opportunity. He will have the DRS advantage on the driver in front, and he's going to be gaining. Going into turn 3, he picks the inside, goes for it. Wacky Racer is also going to go for the inside on Toborito. Does complete that move on the Williams, but Rotti can't finish it on the McLaren. Wheel to wheel now. They head down. Two turn four. Can Rotti take it on the inside this time around? It does look like he breaks a little bit too early there. And that will give him opportunity for Port Wash to stay ahead. But this now is giving 50 Gen the chance to run away from them. Parks, who started at the back, already up to P6. And he's looking to fly in this race or into the DRS of Randy Dan now as we speak. And now he can start setting up his move on the Aston Martin in front. But the Red Bull behind the McLaren. And this is going to be interesting. Into the final corner, he will have the DRS. That's on the last lap. He did try to go for it in turn one, but he's going to go for it again. There's no patience in that Red Bull, as on the inside now he is going to take the place for Port Wash, who takes it around the outside once again. Port Wash is going to have the DRS for sure because he was behind him in the detection zone. Wacky Racer will take the opportunity. Kez will take, Taberito will take the opportunity. 4 cars going into this corner. Wacky Racer goes for it down the inside. He's going to go deep there. Port Wash will hit him with the switchback. Stays in P8. Rod Taberito now will take Wacky Racer. Rotti has dropped down to P11. And there's too much going on. It's so hard for me to keep track. Taberito goes on the inside of Wacky, who's trying to hold him around the outside, goes into the gravel a little bit. Rotti now will go by him, and it's change of places left and right. Wacky Racer is holding it on the inside. It climbs the curb a little bit. They're trying not to spin. They're making contact, the Williams and the Red Bull. Wacky Racer taking the opportunity and getting past the Red Bull. And there's just so much going on. I can't even keep track of Cowley now. Going into the pits, the first driver going into the pits for strategy-wise, not damage-wise. As 50 Jets also going to the pits, Taberito going to the pits. Batman has finally been overtaken by Iron Shin, who takes it around the outside. Batman is still making contact slightly with the Alpine, but now he's going to be behind the Alpine as Iron Shin now takes the lead of this race. Parks, 3-second penalty, trying to make a move on the Aston Martin of Randy Dan in front, but it looks like Randy Dan defended his place, and Parks trying around the outside gets that penalty. He's going to have to hold it back now, but Goofy has the DRS on Rotti in front. He's in a Red Bull sandwich as we speak, but he cannot complete that move. Rotti now has slightly fallen off Wacky Racer and Port Wash in front, who's lost a lot of time to Parks. He was right behind Parks at one point, but all that squabbling, look at what all squabbling does. All that squabbling has lost him the time to Parks. Parks now under the cage of the Aston Martin. Oh my days, as he's trying to go into the pits there, Parks did a good job. Oh my god, what is he doing? Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do that, Parks. As he overtakes the Aston Martin going into the pit lane. That's a very interesting line there from Parks. Frustration definitely getting to him behind the Aston Martin. As Slater and Cowley switching places. Slater going into the pits now. As Batman also going to the pit. They do not double stack the kick Saubers, but Parks now will be changing his wing. And this is going to be very interesting. Adam the Sweet now 4 seconds behind Iron Shane, who is on the hard tires, so his pit stop will not be for a few laps. So gonna have to wait a little bit before Iron Shane does come into the pit. But where will Batman be when he does come out against Iron Shane? He's going to be stuck behind the Red Bull of Shazam now. He's gonna have to start making up those places as soon as possible. He looks for it down the inside. Shazam doesn't have the traction that he has, so on the inside, Parks is going to easily clear that Red Bull, and Rotti is going to be next. As we have Batman right behind Rotti, also getting all that traction. Will he go for it down the inside here? He will still put his car there, making contact with the Red Bull, and that's another kick, and the Red Bull making contact. And it looks like the Red Bulls are just kicking look at the kids, they're just kicking the Red Bull all over the place today, as Batman will clear Rotti. Just seems like a little bit of a difference of traction between those two, making them come together there. But Batman up to P4 now, and he wouldn't be stuck behind the drivers on old tires. Right behind Iron Shane's teammate though, and at times like this is where strategy matters. He's in about 19 seconds behind Iron Shane. A pit stop here at Austria is about 18 seconds. So if Iron Shane does come into the pits, he will still be ahead of Batman. But he has to definitely think about it, Batman. Think about getting past Wacky Racer as soon as possible. He's getting that DRS from Wacky Racer, But he's going to have to think about it because when they head to these corners now, he has the traction and he will easily get past Wacky Racer. I don't know why Wacky Racer didn't defend a little bit more as your teammate is ahead. So you would expect Wacky to defend as hard as possible on the kick Sauber there, but the kick Sauber does clear Wacky Racer as soon as possible. As yellow flags at the back, something is happening. It's yellow flags for Toberito, and that is a spin for the Williams. And we have two Williams at the back now. So TP definitely will not be happy with that. No, actually, Toberito is their TP, so they are not in a precarious position right now. Batman will slightly be gaining on Iron Shane in front, but not that much. Oh my god. Oh my god. It just looked like Kali was about to run into the back of Shazam there. What's going on with the camera? Okay, the camera is tripping there. I was about to say, I thought I was about to be deadly. That's the piece that I smell it 2-2. If that's the penalty for Parks, I guess that's what he's going to get. That was a very interesting line to go into the pits there. But if he can finish in the top 5, should still be a good result considering he started from the back and had to change his wing. So, not bad from him as Goofy will be clearing his teammate going around the outside. And he has gone past Mr. Piggy. On his first race in Tier 3 here, Goofy will be trying to impress his team and finish in the top 10 at least. That's Adam the Sweet now 2/10 behind Shazam, who's on those old hard tires. Shazam still staying out here. Does he go into the pits? It's easily Adam the Sweet to clear Shazam. Oh, wiggling a little bit there. But Adam the Sweet now has moved up to P5 and Shazam will drop down to 6th place as Wacky Racer and Cowley switching places. Cowley getting past Wacky ASAP. Wacky is not really doing a good job to help his teammate Iron Shane in front. Make sure that these drivers are far away from him as possible because he's just bending over and moving away. I expect him to fight his hardest to make sure that Iron Shane has a very comfortable race here, but he's not really doing so. Iron Shane though, looking like he might be thinking about a one stop because on the hard tires, okay, he's going into the pits now. Finally, Iron Shane has decided to go into the pits, so it's definitely going to be a two stop from him. The medium tires can't go to the end from here. We're going to have to do 22 laps on them, or 22 laps on them. We'll definitely see a puncture as Batman now will get past Iron Shane, but on those medium tires that he's going on, he will have the pace to reel Batman back in. Wacky Racer still behind Cowley on those old medium tires. He might be one of the ones going for. He might want to go for the one stop here, but actually, Wacky Racer did come into the pits earlier. He's done 14 laps on these tires, so it looks like he just actually no. He started with the medium, so he might be going for the one stop here. We will see Shazam going into the pits. The fact that Wacky Racer has been out there 14 laps on mediums is very interesting. We'll see if it works out for him. But Iron Shane now 3 seconds behind Batman, and this stint on the medium will dictate Iron Shane's race here. How much can he reel in Batman before they go in for their final pit stop on this race? As Wacky Racer now behind both Haas cars. That's Mr. Piggy and Goofy are going to be helping each other here to burn away from Potwash behind. Mr. Piggy on 13 lap old Haas, but he did come into the pits earlier in this race, if you remember. He had to come into the pits because of damage, but from P11 down to P17, they all do have penalties. Parks came out 6.7 seconds behind Randy Down when they finished their pit stop, and now he can now chase Randy down once again. The frustration was showing behind the Aston Martin, but this time Parks maybe will take his time to try and get past the Aston Martin in front. He definitely is going to be seeing a penalty at the end of the race, but how many places can he make before he has to eat that penalty? As Batman 2.8 seconds away from Iron Shane, so he's doing well with this stint now. This is a stint that's very important for Iron Shane. He has to get into the back, into that DRS of Batman in front, because Batman is going to go on the hards once again at the end of his stint. The hard tires are definitely the best to be on. I think the best strategy here at Austria is the medium hard strategy, because you think it's the medium hard strategy because obviously you're doing a two stop, but the mediums die so hard after 5 laps, and if you have a tire that's still working after 5-6 laps, it's better than have a tire that dies after 5 laps. So it's better to do the medium hard strategy here at Austria. I think most of the drivers on track will be going for that. But with 20 laps to go in this race, we'll see how this one ends. And Shin will soon get into the DRS of him in front. Pax gaining as the laps go by on Randy Dan in front. 50 gems, 5.5 seconds behind Pax and 4 seconds in front of Mr. Piggy. He is in no man's land as he can just cruise and see what he can do for the Visa RB team today. Bit of controversy at the end of this race, we will see. I'm not going to talk about it now, but there's going to be controversy at the end of this race for sure. As the pot wash, it's going to get past the Mercedes now. But the Red Bull also follow suit because Mercedes on very old tires would not have as much traction as the drivers around him as Rossi hits him with the switchback. And with that traction, we'll get past the Mercedes, who does a good job to not fight it too hard and make contact with them, but to keep his car close to these two drivers as they get past him here. We'll extend these hards as much as he can before he goes for one more hard run to the end of this race. But Iron Shane now 6 tenths away from the DRS of Batman in front. His mediums are going to start reaching the point where they will not be considerably stronger than the hards in front. So he needs to get into that DRS before that starts to happen. As Rotti has the DRS of the McLaren in front, who doesn't have the 10-kilometer advantage to defend from Rotti. And here we go now. He's going to use that DRS and his ERS to slightly get closer to the McLaren in front. Mr. Piggy now has gone into the pits for fresh hard tires, and he will be going to the end with those hard tires for sure. Well, actually, fresh mediums. Ooh, this is going to be interesting for Piggy. Can he get to the end on those mediums? I'm not too sure he can do so. But Wacky Racer did go into the pits very late on the medium, so we'll see if Wacky can get to the end on the hards. I don't think he can. 3-second penalty now for Goofy, as Batman has been caught by Iron Shin. These two are going to be a race winner here today, but which one of them is going to be? Which one of them is going to make that mistake and get a penalty? It looks like with the pace that these two are showing, that is what is going to truly matter, who stays out of the penalties between those two. Randy down now has caught up to Cowley, so with that DRS, he's going to have it to stay away from Pax, who was gaining on him a lot before he caught up to the Haas now. But the Haas is showing, as he has damage, Cowley a little bit of damage on his wing. I was wondering why he wasn't as quick as his teammate anymore, but now it's showing that he has damage on the front right end plate, and Randy Dan is going to put pressure on Cowley now. Maybe this will be the opportunity for Pax to reel them in, because as Randy Dan is trying to make that overtake on Cowley in front, Pax can get closer and closer. As you can see, 2.8 seconds now. We're going to head to the leaders, and 6/10 Iron Shane is behind Batman, but he has reached the point where his tires aren't better than the hards anymore, and going onto the gravel is not going to help his case whatsoever. But this is the battle for the race here. Someone's calling me, and that's a scam call. I hate all the scam calls, man. I wish I could block them. But Iron Shane now will have that DRS. I believe the best strategy to pull off here now for the Alpine will probably be to recharge as much as he can, as Pax has cleared Randy Dan. Randy Dan will be going to the pits, but it seems like something might have happened as Randy was trying to get past Cowley. As Pax will clear him now, Randy will go into the pits for his final pit stop in this one, and Pax now can start to try and chase Cowley in front. 50 jet up to P6. Randy Dan for his final pit stop on the hard tires, which is quite early, I believe. At least 2 more laps at least on those tires, then he should have come in. But here we go now. Iron Shade behind Batman. These two are looking for another race win. Iron Shin with 3 race wins this season. Batman with 2. Actually, Iron Shin with 2 race wins because he lost that race win in Silverstone. I keep forgetting. So they are both looking for their 3rd race win of the season to continue and mount their championship fight. Iron Shin, the champion. Actually, who's championship leader? Let's get this right. Let me get this right. Iron Shin is going to be putting pressure on him, so we're going to stick with him. Let me find out who the championship leader is. Championship leader for tier 3 is Mr. Piggy. Interesting. Mr. Piggy definitely is going to lose his championship lead at the end of this one because Iron Shin in P2 is just nine points behind Mr. Piggy, and he's down in P15. Anyway, Iron Shin finishes, he will take the lead of the championship, but Batman will also gain a lot on the championship leaders at the end of this one as long as they both do not get penalties. Iron Shin not close enough to make it down the inside, will hold it back. Pax is catching up to Cowley. 3 second penalty for Wacky Racer. Rotti gets past Mr. Potwash. These two have been fighting all race, and we'll see who finishes ahead of the other at the end of this one. They have now caught up to 50 Gent in front, which is quite interesting. And Pax now slowly goes out to Cowley. But these are the corners where he will reel in the harsh driver who has damage on his car. We'll see. As Cowley has that damage. Will Cowley change his wing when he goes into the pits? Is he going into the pits now? Yes, he is going into the pits now. Will he change his wing is the question, as Pax will go by him. When will Pax final pit stop be, as Batman is still keeping Iron Shin behind? But like I said, these medium tires have fallen off to the point that it will be quite difficult to get past him unless Batman makes a bit of a mistake or goes deep into the corner like he just did there. But Batman still has the traction, still has the straight line speed. Cowley will change his wing. Good choice for the harsh driver, but that's going to be a lot of places lost and a lot of places he's going to have to gain from pure pace here. Randy Dan, who was right behind him, is not going to get ahead of Cowley, or is he? He's looking for it down the inside of the Williams. He's going for it down the inside. We're definitely going to go deep there. Oh, going into the wall! Almost going into the wall for the Aston Martin. But I don't believe you can overtake like that. You might have to give the place back to Toberito because he's overtaking outside of the track. Yes, he gives the place back. Oh, the Mercedes also take the opportunity. Toberito is also now going to go deep. And there's chaos happening at the back. But after taking that place back, Piggy is now going to take the opportunity and head back ahead of the Williams. As Randy Dan has lost even more places now. And when will Pax come into the pit for his final pit stop? He definitely will be thinking about it, as Iron Shane's tires now have definitely fallen off, and it will be quite difficult to get past the hard runner of the Kick Sauber in front. He has that DRS and the ERS, but the Kick Sauber is doing well to recharge his ERS, to key away from him. Sister cars going here. Potwash is joining this fight, and it's a three-way battle for the fifth position in this race. 50 Jets is going to stay ahead of Rotti. Paul Walsh is going to try down the inside of Rotti as they go wheel to wheel here. Is there going to be any wheel banging? Red Bull and McLaren into this corner. It looks a little bit like Verstappen and Norris once again. But Rotti now making contact with Potwash. Potwash has the momentum as they head to turn 4. Can Rotti hold it around the outside of the McLaren? They keep it clean between these two, and they've been squabbling these three all this race. And Potwash now can move up to P6. That fight is not over just yet, as Batman is going to come into the pit for his final pit stop in this one. Iron Shane staying out there on the medium tires. Probably not the best option now. Probably should have come into the pits the same lap as Batman for hard tires there, but we will see. Pax has also now come into the pits the same lap as his teammate. Would that be a double stack for the Kickstarter? No, it's not. Batman has cleared the pits way early before he could get there. So Iron Shane now will be thinking about Batman behind. Will he go into the pits now, or is he going to wait a few more laps? Waiting a few more laps probably wouldn't be the best choice for him, as Pax now has dropped down to P9. A few of the drivers in front of him still yet to pit, about 4 drivers, so he'll move up to P4 when they do all come into the pit. Shazam is right behind him. We'll have that DRS, but I don't think he will be close enough to complete that move. 50 Gent also has now come into the pit. Adam the Sweet behind Iron Shade, 3 seconds. Not a bad place to be. Adam the Sweet is showing his pace. The fact that he's catching up to Iron Shane 3 seconds. Don't count out Iron Shane today. Said VCAP top yesterday. disconnected. Oh my days, man. Oh god, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I don't know why I disconnected. I wasn't looking. It hasn't happened in a while that I forget that stuff happens, guys. Sorry. Fuck. All right, let me retrace everything I was talking about before that happened. I think that's we lost sound like few laps ago. So like I was saying, Iron Shane's still out there in a horrible strategy. Honestly, this has to be one of the worst strategies I've seen. Is he trying to go to the end on these mediums, or does he want to go for softs? If he's going for soft, I don't see him catching up to Adam the Sweet or Batman in this one. Cowley and Pax have cleared Wacky Racer, who looks like he wants to go to the end. Slater on 18 lap old hards. The puncture, they are reaching puncture territory, a bunch of these guys. As Batman will be gaining on Iron Shin lap by lap. Rotty with a 3-second penalty. Will Iron Shin finally go into the pit for the softs? Yes, he is. But I believe that is one of the worst strategies I've ever seen. Because now you're going to be 11 seconds, maybe more than 11 seconds behind Batman with a few laps to go. And he's absolutely thrown away his race here. Should have come in a lap after Batman, or a lap or the same lap as Batman. Soft tires is not going to get you a race win from this far back unless you're an absolute animal. So let's just watch and see. Is he going to be an absolute animal, but he's going to be stuck behind even Pax at this point? Okay, he's not. Lucky for him, he's not going to be stuck behind Pax and Cowley. But he's behind Adam the Sweet. Like I said, do not look away from Adam the Sweet in this one. A P2 is looking certain, but a win is looking certain for this man at the top. He's been absolutely flying. There's going to be 3 race wins in 3 for him. Yeah, you can ask them because my brother is upstairs, so he was probably hearing what I was saying. What lap did I lose? What lap did I lose sound, guys? Come on, if you can tell me, I can help you retrack what I was saying. But yeah, I think that my headphones are fully charged. They just disconnect sometimes, which is quite annoying. Fully charged headphones. I charge them every night before I go to bed. So yeah, it's quite annoying when I lose that. But yeah, Iron Shin has come out on those softs, but I don't believe those softs are going to do him much glory to say. It's not going to do him that much glory. Because on soft tires, 10 seconds behind, 5 laps to go, you're going to have to cut 2 seconds a lap on Batman in front. And this is not a track where there's so much corners. If it was a track where there was so much corners, like let's say, and where wear is high, like China, what's that track can I think of? Singapore. Tracks like that, traction is key and grip is key. Then this might have worked for Iron Shin. 3-second penalty for pot wash as Randy Dan trying to make a move on Mr. Piggy. Mr. Piggy is doing a good job here, honestly. If he can finish in the top 10, we'll have had a good race in this one. Cowley still doesn't have the pace to get past Pax in front, but he knows Pax has that penalty. So there's absolutely no need to even try to get past the kick Sauber. All you have to do is stay behind and he will get your P4 in this race. Can Iron Shin at least recover a P2 from Adam the Sweet at the end of this one? We will see. But he's not gaining enough to do so. Lap 32 has begun. So it's 4 racing laps to go. As Iron Shin will be gaining on him, but will it be enough? Fastest lap now, 106.9 for Shin. Definitely on those soft tires with a very light car. The fastest lap was certain for the Alpine driver. Say nice, caught that one. Who's got the fastest lap? Shin most likely, yeah, he caught that one nicely, absolutely nicely there. As that driver gets a 3-second penalty, it is cares. Piggy is going to the pits. Those mediums don't look like they'll be getting to the end. Unlucky for Piggy in this race after getting damage right at the start. These are one of the worst races to get damage at the start. If you want to get damage at the start, get it at Spa. That what happened to Moody yesterday, getting damage right at the start and was planning on going to the end on the hards. When the safety that did come out, he was still on like 39% wear. So it's only a track like Spa you can get damage at the start and just go to the end on the hards. But not a track like Austria because tire wear is much. And there's much overtaking going here as 50 Gent will clear the Aston Martin sandwich. Or will he? He does have the grip on Randy Dan and he has the place on Randy Dan. Up to P7, 50 Gent goes. And he's having a good one in this race. As Cowley now 8 tenths behind Pax. The pace is still not there to get past Parks, but he will forget the place on Parks at the end of this one. 4 seconds now, he's behind Iron the Sweet. Doesn't look like it will be enough. So the strategy was wrong for the Alpine of Iron Shane this time around, but he will still take your championship lead at the end of this race. This will see though Batman moving to P2 in the championship. Actually, will he? No, this will see Batman moving to P3 in the championship behind Mr. Piggy. And he came out from nowhere, Batman. Before Silverstone, I believe he was down in P7 or something. On 3 wins from 3. And that is going to see him be one of the contenders in this championship. He's showing himself this season. Oh, Cowley! No! Cowley, 3-second penalty for Iron Shane. Cowley has spun. He's going to lose time to Parks in front, but Parks has a 6-second penalty. So lucky for him, he can't still hold on to Parks, but a mistake from Cowley saw him lose a lot of time to Parks there. Iron Shane now has that 3-second penalty, so the race is definitely over. He's not going to get that P2 as Adam the Sweet on a sweet drive from the Haas driver here. And he is going to grab your P2 for sure. Parks has also done a great job, starting from the back and moving all the way up to P4. But Cowley is definitely going to get that P4 at the end of this one. 50 Gent, another strong race from him with a few laps to go in this one. So let's go watch down to Pot Wash. Can Angry Badger clear 50 Gent here? Not close enough. Can Pot Wash clear Randy Dan? He's going to be gaining on the Aston Martin. Pot Wash has gone for this move on the inside multiple times in this race. Does he have the traction? Aston Martin pushes the Aston Martin off there, and he will clear Randy Dan. Up to P9 he goes. Randy will drop a place. Will he try and fight it on the McLaren? Round the outside into turn 4. He will run into the back of the McLaren as the Aston Martin didn't break on time there, and is now into the gravel. Oh my God, he just retired from the session and has left the session. That looked more like rage quit. That looked more like he was trying to do something to Pot Wash. I'm not trying to accuse him of anything, but I hope he didn't damage the rear wing of Mr. Pot Wash. But that was very, very malicious from Randy Dan. But he's out of the session now. I hope he knows that you're also not allowed to retire on track like that. So that's definitely going to be a huge, massive penalty for Randy Dan. Hopefully he doesn't leave again, because he left. I remember he left the league and came back. Hopefully he doesn't leave again. Everyone has those moments where they get pissed. You're just gonna have to eat it up and come back stronger later. Pot Wash will clear Shazam here up to the top 10. Into P9 he goes. As Pot Wash almost getting very unlucky there. Shazam is trying to hold it around the outside, but he's not gonna do so. His teammate is going to be behind him. His teammate is still squabbling with Pot Wash in this one. 50 Gent has ran away from them, but 50 Gent is under pressure from Angry Badger behind. And it's going to be Batman on the final lap of this race to win it. We're going to head back to him when he's about to cross the line. But Angry Badger at 50 Gent, I want to watch now. What can Angry Badger do on the Red Bull of 50 Gent in front? These two are not two other drivers that have been in this league for a long time and have probably raced each other so many times. As the Pot Wash now under pressure from the Red Bulls as they are beginning their final laps in this one. We're going to head back to Batman soon, but not now. But here we go. Angry Badger behind 50 Gent will have that DRS. He does have the penalty, so 50 Gent will still finish ahead of him when they do cross the line. But does he have the pace to cross the line before 50 Gent? He wouldn't get him as they head to turn 3. But what we will say as we head to turn 4, 50 Gent slightly going deep there. This will give the opportunity for Angry Badger with that DRS. 50 Gent will defend the inside. Angry Badger will be gaining on him, but it will not be enough. He can hold on, but Batman will cross the line to win the race. He's your race winner. Adam is Sweet in P2, and Iron Shane will grab the last spot on the podium. Batman is your winner here. Angry Badger can't get by. The Red Bulls can't get by Pot Wash, and that will be the end of the race, and everybody else will cross the line. Batman is your winner, as Cowley will get past Parks at the end with his penalty. Wacky Racer, 20 laps, one stop is done. Up to P6, a good race from him. 50 Gent, another solid race from 50. He knows how to finish well, and that's P7. Angry Badger couldn't get past 50. It's going to P8 for him. Shazam will cross the line ahead of the McLaren of Portwash, but because of that penalty, Portwash should stay ahead of him. And Slater will get past both Red Bulls, and Mr. Piggy will get past one of the Red Bulls. A good race from Mr. Piggy up to P12. He tried to recover as much as possible. I see. Interesting race. Triple the week's reports though. Yes, yes. So that's gonna be crazy. But Batman gets his third win in a row. The first driver to do that this season, and he's absolutely flying. He was out of contention for the championship, but he did not give up. He said, "My name must be there. I've been here in this league for a long time. I fought for championships before. I am going to do it again. And the champagne is going to taste the best in the Kick Sauber camp." It is the end of the week, and the Kick Sauber gets another win in a great, great week as Alpine and the Haas accompany him on the podium. That was great. That was great from the Alpines and the Haas team too, because they got two drivers both in the top 6. Race winner will be Batman. And fastest lap driver of the day and most overtakes is Wacky Racer for doing the one stop there from P17 to P6. That was a good race from him. So Wacky Racer will be my driver of the day. So if you're listening, Adam the Sweet, Wacky Racer is my driver of the day. Simon Shin will take the fastest lap. Let's get race director because there's a lot of incidents in this one. So let's get race director. Jesus Christ. Oh my days. Oh God. Alright, and finishing order. Here we go. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been Willie Fernandez and we've had King Luke and Tesco on race control. Thank you guys. We have been UFRL. Good night, goodbye, and see you next week.